Hello family, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a bunch of simple recipes perfect for this holiday season, perfect for New Year. Let's get straight to the video. For our first recipe, I'm going to share with you how to make ground beef flatbread or mincemeat chapati. So first, I'm going to add 1 kilogram of all-purpose wheat flour to my mixing bowl. I set some of my flour aside so that I can use it for dusting later. I'm going to add half a tablespoon of salt to taste, and then I'm going to mix my dry ingredients together. Moving on, I'm going to add my warm water bit by bit as I knead my dough and make a soft dough. Now I'm going to rub some oil to my dough, and then again I'm going to knead my dough for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to cover my dough well and let it rest for 60 minutes. Moving on, let's go ahead and prepare our filling. I'm going to start by adding some oil to my pot. Then I'm going to add some chopped green onion or spring onion. I'm also going to add 1 Royco cube for seasoning, and then I'm going to fry my onions to golden brown. Then moving on, I'm just going to add my ground beef or my minced meat bit by bit as I mix well as shown in the video, making sure my ground beef is mixed together well with my oil and my onions and seasoning. So I'm going to be adding my ground beef and mixing well as shown in the video. Then now I'm going to just add a little bit of salt to taste, and then I'm going to make sure my ground beef cooks well. So for this, you just have to taste your ground beef to make sure that it's cooked well even in the inside. So you're just going to give it a little time to cook. Then moving on, I'm going to add some chopped coriander and mix well as shown in the video. Our filling is ready and I'm going to set it aside. So moving on, it's already 60 minutes. Let's go ahead and check on our dough. I'm just going to uncover my dough as shown in the video, and then I'm going to knead it for like 2 minutes. I'm going to rub some oil to my hand and make those balls. I'm going to make 10 balls from the dough that I made. I'm going to just roll my balls around my hand as shown in the video and make those balls that you can see right now. Then moving on, I'm going to rub some oil to my working surface or my board, and then I'm just going to add one of my balls and spread it with my hand as shown in the video. Then I'm going to add my filling inside my ball, in the middle of my ball, and then I'm going to just secure it. I'm going to secure the sides by pinching it and bringing it together in the middle as shown in the video to make one beautiful ball. I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm just going to repeat the process. I'm going to spread one of my balls on my board as shown in the video. Add my filling to it, bring both sides together in the middle, and then I'm going to pinch the middle to secure it as shown in the video, and then I'm going to roll it around my hand to make that one beautiful ball that you can see right there. So I'm going to leave you to watch me so you can see how to make these mincemeat balls as shown in the video, and I'll be right back. Sorry about the part of the video that is blurry. So moving on, like you can see right there, our balls are ready and I hope you've seen how to make those balls. Moving on, I'm just going to rub some oil to my balls as shown in the video with my hand, and then I'm going to cover them with a polythene and rest them for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, here I am. Let's go ahead and start making our ground beef paratha or chapati or our mincemeat flatbread. First, I'm just going to pick one of my balls and then I'm going to dust it. I'm also going to dust my chapati board or your working surface. And then moving on, I'm just going to use my rolling pin to flatten my ball as shown in the video to make my flatbread. So you are going to just take your time and make a perfect circle, but it doesn't have to be so perfect. And then moving on, I'm just going to preheat my pan and add my flatbread or chapati, and then I'm going to just make the hands look good and neat with my hand as shown in the video. Cook for a few minutes, yeah, and then I'm just going to check on it to make sure the first side is cooked well. I'm now just going to flip the other side. I'm now just going to spread some oil to the first side of my flatbread or chapati as shown in the video with my spoon, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip the first side that I spread the oil on and then cook it. I'm going to spread oil to the second side as shown in the video, and then I'm just going to let it cook. And then moving on, I'm just going to start preparing our second flatbread or chapati. Since I'm going to be multitasking, preparing the chapati dough and also cooking the chapati at the same time. First, I'm just going to dust my bowl and then I'm going to dust my working surface, and then I'm going to just flatten my bowl to make my flatbread. I'm then going to set it aside and check on my chapati that was on our pan. I'm going to flip the first side and then I'm going to cook the second side as shown in the video. And then after it's ready, I'm just going to remove it from my pan and set it aside. I'm going to just add our second dough that we just prepared right now and spread it and make it look neater as shown in the video. Then I'm going to spread some oil to the first side of my flatbread or chapati, and then I'm going to flip it to cook the first side and spread some oil to the second side. I'm then just going to let the first side of my chapati cook and then the second side cook until my chapati is golden brown on both sides as shown in the video. I'm going to remove it from my pan and set it aside. Moving on, I'm just going to add my third dough as shown in the video. Spread some oil to the first side as I let the second side cook. Yeah, something like that. I know you understand that. And then I'm going to flip it and cook the first side to golden brown, and then I'm going to spread some oil to the second side and flip it and cook the second side to golden brown, and our chapati is ready again. So I hope you've learned that how to make those ground beef flatbread or chapati. Now let's go ahead and prepare our second recipe. Our second recipe is going to be rice pilau, meatless rice pilau. I'm going to add 1 cup of oil to my pot To it, I'm going to add 2 medium-sized chopped red onions. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of paprika, ground paprika. I'm going to add to it a 1/4 tablespoon of ginger and a 1/4 tablespoon of garlic powder. So for the garlic and ginger, you can use garlic and ginger paste if you have those at home. Yeah. I'm also going to add 3 tablespoons of my pilau masala, and I used tropical heat pilau masala. Yeah, and tropical heat pilau masala is not very good at turning your pilau to golden brown or to brown. Yeah, so that's the reason why I added paprika. Yeah, paprika is going to do a good job for our pilau. I'm going to mix well, and then I'm going to fry my onions until they start to turn golden brown. So you have to let your onions fry until they're golden brown to wake up your pilau masala and spices. You have to let your onions fry to golden brown. Moving on, I'm just going to add my prepared and washed basmati rice. There are 2 cups of my basmati rice. I prepared them before and washed them. Yeah. And then I'm going to just mix well as shown in the video, making sure my rice is mixed together well with my spices and oil mixture. Then moving on, after that I'm going to add 4 cups of hot water, and you guys, you have to use hot water. I'm repeating again, you have to use hot water. You can't use cold water. I'm going to add my first 2 cups, and then I'm going to mix and add again 2 cups later. Then I'm going to add salt to taste and test it to make sure that our salt is okay. If necessary, I'm going to adjust my salt, and then I'm going to just cook my pilau rice until all my water is drained. You have to make sure you cook your pilau on low heat. Your heat has to be low, and after some time my pilau is ready. I'm going to set it aside. Now let's go ahead and prepare our third recipe. I'm going to be frying some chicken. I prepared some kienyeji chicken that I bought the other day. I'm just going to cut it in half as shown in the video, and then I'm going to give it a good wash with some warm water. Yeah. After washing my chicken, let's go ahead and start marinating our chicken. I'm going to add my chicken to my larger bowl or my silver basin right there. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of paprika, ground paprika, and 1 tablespoon of coriander powder. I'm also going to add a 1/4 tablespoon of cayenne pepper to give it heat, and 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, also 1/2 tablespoon of ginger powder. I'm also going to add 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 tablespoon of salt to taste. And then moving on, I'm just going to use my hand to rub my spices on my chicken as shown in the video. So you have to take your time to rub your spices on your chicken, both sides, so your chicken can absorb your spices. I'm sorry about that. Just going to cover my chicken well and marinate it for 2 to 3 hours. After 3 hours, here I am. Let's go ahead and fry our chicken. I'm going to add enough oil to my karai, and you have to use a deep pan or karai since we are going to be frying a whole chicken. Yeah. So for me, I dusted my chicken with some breadcrumbs. I added it to some butter. I prepared some butter, liquid butter, and then I added my chicken on it, and then I dusted it with breadcrumbs. But I regretted doing that. Yeah. So you can, if you prefer dusting your chicken, you can prepare your butter and dust your chicken. But for me, I regretted doing that. I just wished I just made my chicken like that after marinating it. So I'm just going to fry my chicken really well as shown in the video, and make sure both sides are fried to golden brown even in the inside. And like you can see right there, our dusting looks pretty good, but some of it came off when I was turning my chicken. That's why I regretted dusting it with butter and breadcrumbs. Since my chicken was really heavy and had to turn, something like that, so my dusting and my liquid butter started to come off my chicken, so I regretted dusting my chicken. But for the rest of the chicken that had the dusting, it was crispy and looking good. Yeah. So I'm just going to make sure that my chicken is cooked even in the inside. I'm just going to cook it on medium high heat, or yeah, so my chicken can cook well. I'm then going to turn both sides several times to make sure that my chicken is cooked well. I'm going to use my spoon to press on both sides so the inner part is cooked really well. And like you can see right there, that's what I'm talking about. I want all the inner side of that chicken to cook, so I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure to my chicken as shown in the video with my spoon so my chicken can cook well. So I'll leave it to watch me for a little bit and I'll be right back. So you guys, I'm back, and after some time my chicken is ready. I'm going to remove it from the oil, and just be careful so you don't burn. Now let's just go ahead and prepare our fourth recipe. I'm going to be preparing my favorite rice recipe, vegetable rice. I'm going to add some oil to my pot right there, and then I'm going to add two medium-sized chopped carrots. I'm also going to add a bowl of peas and some chopped green pepper. And I forgot to add my chopped onions in the beginning, so I'm going to add them later. Just make sure you don't forget like me. I'm then going to just let my vegetables cook for a little while so my carrots and peas can cook. Yeah. Then moving on, I'm going to add 1.5 a tablespoon of turmeric, and then I'm going to mix well as shown in the video. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of coriander powder. So I love my vegetable rice in yellow color with the turmeric. If you don't like the turmeric, you can just skip that part. Then moving on, I'm just going to add my 4 cups of water at room temperature, and then I'm going to add some coriander, chopped coriander, and then I'm just going to bring my pot to a boil. After some time my pot is ready, I'm just going to go ahead and add my prepared rice. I used basmati rice again here, like I used in our pilau rice. Then I'm just going to add my rice bit by bit as I mix, as shown in the video. And then I'm just going to add some salt to taste. I'm also going to taste this to make sure that my salt is enough. Yeah. And then I'm just going to let my vegetable rice cook on low heat until all my water is drained. And like you can see right there, our vegetable rice is looking good. I'm going to set it aside. Moving on, let's go ahead and prepare our fifth recipe. I'm going to be preparing some steak. I'm going to add some oil to my karai again as shown in the video. I'm sorry about the camera angle again right here, and my camera was just tipping this side and this side. Yeah, I'm sorry about it. So moving on, I'm just going to preheat my oil as shown in the video, and then I'm going to add my prepared and chopped steak. After adding my steak, I'm just going to mix well as shown in the video, and then I'm going to let my steak cook for a little while until my steak begins to turn golden brown. And after some time, here I am checking on it again, and like you can see right there, the color is turning to a beautiful golden brown. I'm now just going to go ahead and remove the extra oil in my karai so we can season our steak and do one or two. So I just left enough oil, enough for my beef and for my seasoning as shown in the video. Make sure you remove the extra oil. You don't want to end up in a hospital on New Year's Eve. Yeah. I'm then going to add some chopped green onion or spring onion, and also I'm going to add some chopped green pepper, and then I'm going to add some beef masala for seasoning. So you can add any of your favorite seasoning as shown in the video, and then I'm just going to mix well and fry this for a little while until my onions begin to turn a little pale. Then moving on, I'm going to add my chopped fresh coriander, and then I'm going to add salt to taste and mix well. And like you can see right here, our steak is ready. I'm going to set that aside. Now let's